Hello, good evening, and welcome to Gilded Age, a Cypher system actual play about nascent heroes in a world entirely unprepared for them. I am D, or Night Wanderer, and I am here to be the storyteller to ruminate, elucidate, and adjudicate upon my players. Joining me today, we have John. Who are you, and who do you play?
Hello, I'm John. I had a stupid thing I was going to say as a cold open, but nah, D just sprung this on us. Yeah, I'm playing Jesse, the fast speedster who speeds fastly and ignores physical distance.
And so he does. And still unprepared for a cold open. Imagineer that. Glitch!
Sorry, that was good. Hi, everybody. It's Glitch. I'm still here. You still can't get rid of me. I've infected the entirety of would-be heroes. And I'm playing Victor, who's just a guy who, for once, didn't fall down any, flights of stairs or hills last episode. I was really proud of myself for that one.
Amazing. For once, the man is...
Yeah, I didn't even register that.
It was great.
Hi, I'm Adam, better known as Silby in most places on the internet. I will be playing Remy Grave, the mutant mesmer of 1,000 faces, and it's come to my attention that recently there have been vicious rumors spreading about theft, and it's upsetting.
Never. Outrageous.
Well,
Remy would never.
It may have come recently to your attention, but the rumors are not recent. Ben.
True.
Hi, I'm Ben, and I'm playing Rexplode, a hellborn vagrant who abides in stone and is potentially functionally immortal. Who knows?
Who knows? We may not know. I may know. I won't tell you. So you won't.
The thing is, if he is immortal, you'll never find out because he just never dies. But no one will ever know.
Technically, everyone is immortal until proven otherwise.
Right? Exactly.
Such a strong sentence. Wow. I'm Alice. I'm playing Lily or Elizabeth McCrow, who dances with dark matter. And since I finally spent some of my XP, I can also now do fun things that I would love to try this game night tonight.
We'll find a way.
We'll find a way.
We will see if it's good or bad.
I mean, what's the worst thing that
I
can
think
happen?
it's
PvP?
fun.
Come on.
At this point, I feel like the worst thing that could happen is another accidental time loop. So.
Nah.
I
Was
will
it an
try my
accident,
best not to do that.
It's not
Another
really-
accidental
it's
time loop where
loops
everything
all
is
the way
completely
down.
different. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, we are going to pick up very recently in continuation of our previous episode, which has happened actually 4 weeks ago, because 2 weeks ago we were not here because I was unavailable. However, we did have a one-on-ones recorded, the origin story of one Echo. I am aware that we have apparently had some issues of the technical persuasion with airing the episode out. I don't know what it is like on YouTube, but Sparrow has been incredibly kind and has actually uploaded the full episode also onto her own YouTube channel. And I think I haven't seen it because I was in it, but I think some of our players today have seen it, and it was all fine, right? It was...
Yeah, the one on Sparrows is great, yeah.
Okay, good. So, in case you want to check out how Echo came to be an amnesiac with 2 fluffy dogs and mastery of magnetism, check it out on Lucky Red Sparrow's YouTube channel. And I was using this time to conveniently prepare and open up all of the character sheets so that I have them, and instead of that, I talked and did not. So, there we are. Things happened. There are no regrets. Everything is a regret, so there are no regrets. Our heroes, save for Cora, I believe. Rex, Victor, Jesse, and Remy were all there last time, as was Cora. Cora will have conveniently gone down a different path and will not have come to the base just yet. But the 4 of our remaining heroes get back to the warehouse, and we pick up as the warehouse door opens, and Lily is there. Lily, what have you been up to ever since the sewer zombie apocalypse prevention instance?
I also remembered that there was a, how do I describe that? Sky monster is wrong,
Ah, the dream, yes.
but the thing that called me out to, I just wanted to go there, and
Yep. That was a
if the
two-parter
others
episode.
wouldn't
I
have
think
been, I would,
you were.
yeah,
Yeah. Alrighty.
yeah.
So
I think Lily just recovered from that.
fair. Okay. Yeah. So having recovered, probably in your own flat, you move towards the base of operations that is somehow like essentially that place is where Echo is crashing, but you guys have adopted it as a general base of operations just on account of it being large and out of the way and mostly left alone. And as you kind of look around, you don't see anyone. At the moment, no one is there, but just as you're about to kind of start texting and check out where people are, the door opens and Rex, Jesse, Remy, and Victor come in. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hello.
Hello.
Victor makes
We
a
just-
beeline for the computers.
Good
Yeah, we-
to see you all are still alive. Yay!
Yeah, we fought a Hellmouth, but
Yeah,
then I
we
also
did
went
see
back in time. No, I went forward in time, and then I went back in time. But that was after everyone else went forward in time and then back in time, and then there was there was some issue. You can't travel through time, can you? Because that's going to be illegal in like 3 years.
No, I can't.
Okay, that's
And I'm
good.
glad that I can't.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense that you are somehow able to travel through time because you're super fast. But the others?
well, I'm not really fast. It's more like I'm not fully stapled to time.
Not so much fast and slippery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also has something to do with
Weird.
Cora's dog.
Yeah, Cora has some weird stuff in her bag.
Yeah.
Also, by all technicality, Jesse is running on like a third of his actual power. We have come to find out.
Oh god.
It
Victor
does kind of
saying
feel
you-
like
plugging the
Basically,
computer.
so you're basically telling me that it was not the best idea to come back here, that I should have stayed at home under my blanket.
Yeah, probably.
Sounds a bit like.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
to be fair, in all the apocalypses,
Beautiful.
we didn't see your corpse anywhere.
That was
That
not as helpful as
is-
you said.
A good sign.
I do
I
wonder
mean,
It
we
is-
saw my.
if Jesse's running on a portion of his power. Does that mean the rest of us are also working on just a portion of our power?
God, I hope not. I
Maybe.
keep growing new stuff. We're gonna have a problem.
We would have no way of knowing or testing that. Unfortunately.
Yep.
We've only just found out that Jesse is running on like a third of his own power, and we did not know that before we were told by somebody else who was watching him about it. So,
Yeah, and in the other timelines, that guy was killing the Mies, and I think also killed me. But the one in this
other
timeline like dragged
timelines-
me. Yeah,
How many timelines are there?
I think just the one currently because
Way less than they used to be.
Goldface
Yeah,
is like
Let's
smashing
have-
them.
Let's have Jesse roll us a level.
Hell
let's
yeah.
call it a level 6 difficulty task. It is intellect based,
Good
and
lord.
it is related to things such as perception, insight, on the go thinking. So this is not like passive knowledge that you have acquired. This is more based off of observation. If you have any
Who's
specific
making
that
insight
call?
into it.
Me.
Jesse.
Okay. So intelligence power shift for defense rolls, knowledge, science, and crafting. Does that
works. Yep.
All right. So that's at level 2. So that's
So you get 2
takes
less,
it down
so just,
to
4. Yep.
okay. And how much do I need for? Is that a 12?
A 12 or higher, correct?
Okay. And I guess I will spend 3 intellect to bring it down to a 3. So 9 or higher.
Actually, you would spend only 2 intellect because you have an edge
Ooh.
of 1 in your intellect.
Oh, hot dog. I'll learn how to play this game by the time we finish playing it. Yeet. That's a 10.
That's a 10, and that is a success. Right. So upon that question, just you kind of consider the question, right? Because technically you should be able to see all of the timelines when you step out of time, or somehow, like, it makes sense. It doesn't, but it does to you at the moment. You realize that every time you have seen every time you have stepped out of sync with time, whenever you stepped backwards, you stepped into a fixed thing. Like, everything that has happened so far is fixed. It is just the one timeline, right? There's no alternative past. It's just the one past. However, that, the same as all of the futures and even the present, it all feels like it is a insane collage of things. Like, this combination, this mashing of realities that you guys have come to realize has really severely messed up the timeline. And so it is kind of, if one were to see it as colors, whereas it once may have been just like a solid monochrome color throughout the timeline, now it is like a patchwork of all sorts of different colors and patterns and stuff. When it comes to the future, whenever you like step towards the future, you see a possibility. You see a realm of possibility. But whatever this effect is that has combined all of the realities together is also very hard at work to prevent multiple possible futures. So whenever you step towards seeing something within the future, you kind of end up essentially like ringing an alarm bell, because you create a branch, because there is the possibility of that thing happening and the possibility of everything else that is not that thing happening. That said, whenever you have been like, such as in this time loop with well, you weren't in it, right? It was Rex, Cora, and Remy, I think. So that feels like it's almost like a thing that loops in on itself. So all of these time loop things that happen, they're not even fully fledged as their own legitimate possible futures. They're just kind of like anomalous bubbles of events that transpired in different realities that have not popped since all of the realities got smashed together.
Yeah, so time's a little messed up. Like, sometimes it's colors and it's supposed to be like one color, but now it's like a lot of colors, like one of those fancy splatter paintings where like the person punctures a hole in the bottom of a paint can and then sends it going on a string, and then it makes really neat patterns, but then they also like slap paint at it. But then also, like, if I, like, if I'm like aimed backwards when I slip out of time, then it's like, okay, yeah, no, there's everything. But then if I look forwards when I'm slipping out of time, it's like, no, there's not also everything. And also, I think I might get noticed when I do that. So that's a bit of an issue, because I think I'm accidentally, inadvertently creating new branches. But then also, the time loop they went on, that's less of a lot of timelines and more like I think like time scraps. Like I think they might have just been like going through like an Ouroboros of time scraps of timelines that no longer maybe exist, probably.
What?
Yeah.
I was just hoping for an answer like, no, there is only one timeline, or something like that. But
Well, I guess the answer is yes and no.
Lovely.
Oh no.
That's entirely.
Are you with us, Alice?
Hello?
Throwing lasers there. Oh no.
I think we're good.
The doom, the curse strikes again. Ah, there we go. You're back.
You froze up there for a second.
Yeah.
Right. So, Jesse said like the answer is yes and no.
Yeah, heard that. Lily doesn't know how to deal with that answer.
Nobody does.
No, that's
No.
fair.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any
Yeah.
better, this timeline also seems to be made out of time scraps, but it's less Ouroboros-y and more like a bit of a highway. But Goldface Man doesn't like off ramps.
What an analogy.
Goldface Man.
Well, he,
Right.
Okay.
why do I think he has a gold
what about-
face? Mask. He has a
about-
mask.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Yeah.
What about we just completely start over, and Lily is turning around and acting like seeing everyone for the first time. Oh, hi! How are you? Hope you had a great time and everything was fine and not too complicated.
I'm gonna make some big.
Computers. Victor like hasn't even looked up for any of this
Yeah.
It
conversation.
does make
He's
better,
still, like, unplugging the
but I don't
computers,
know how
getting
to
everything
react
he's
to all
ready.
of that. So that is my reaction that I decided to take.
Yep. Fair.
Yeah, Rex hasn't really been paying much attention to what's been going on, particularly as soon as Jesse started talking, and it's just been kind of clenching and unclenching his hand, and like mostly staring at the palm of his hand, occasionally poking it, and just kind of wanders over to his tire throne and just kind of takes a seat and continues doing that.
Yep. Okay, so let's cut over to Victor. Victor, what are you trying to do with these computers?
I think the plan was. Hang on, I will get this eventually. I'm running on fumes. The plan was grab the computers, grab Jace, go back to the labs because they might have equipment that can help us like look into the computers.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Am I remembering that wrong? I think that was what the plan was. Because
I
the
think,
computers
yeah,
are
yeah.
from the
I think Dr.
future-
Rust wanted to examine the future Ouroboros timeline computers, and then Victor was like, "I'm not letting those out of my sight," and Rust was like, "Okay."
Well, just in case.
Yeah.
We are in a very precarious state of quite genuinely, we don't really know who we can trust at this point. And so for safety reasons, Victor, but also because Victor is a scientist, he has to answer a question that hasn't been answered yet. And if he doesn't see what's on those computers, it'll probably drive him absolutely up a wall. Because he didn't get to go through the time loop. And so now he's like, well, I have to find out what these computers or I'll die or something.
So if I may be misremembering this myself, but if I do remember correctly, apart from the artifact that you guys were granted by the now Sacred Heart Hospital, back then the marketplace, or no, the stock market place.
Stock marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stock
Stock
marketplace.
marketplace.
You like that thing repairs damaged items, so it might be interesting if the computers end up like having sustained some damage or whatever. But excuse me, not enough caffeine.
I think the problem was
Makes me groan.
powering them, right?
Yeah, the problem is powering them.
Mm.
Now, Victor, you do have like some small amount of that alloy that you brought with you.
Yes, which we can power like anything. We were pretty vague on it. We
Yeah,
just said it could power pretty much like
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Which
Like,
is why
it's capable of essentially what it can like. Essentially, what it does is its construction is such that it generates a non-negligible but not tremendous amount of power of energy within it, and it is capable of transferring this to other devices wirelessly. So this is what
Right.
makes it like the device doesn't need to have like it's not like, oh, you need to have a new generation phone to do wireless charging because the old generation phones can't. Like, this device takes care of that. It's just that it's not like, it is very easy to deplete it, right? Like it can power the laptops for like a couple of hours in a day or something before it itself needs to like be turned off to recharge.
Right. Before we left for the labs, I do remember I think Victor had like plugged those in so that they like were charging and they could look into them eventually, and then we had an emergency and had to leave for the labs.
Yep.
So they should hopefully be like charged up and ready to go by now.
Well, let's see. So you head over there, and it seems like that. Did you like attach both of them?
I think I did.
Okay. So both
Yeah,
are
I
kind of
did.
like, we're not talking a full charge here, but both laptops maybe have like 2 hours on them before they shut down,
Okay.
roughly speaking.
Okay.
One
I mean, yeah, I
is,
guess.
so when you open them, because you didn't, I don't know if you've opened them up previously, but now that you do open them up, two things strike you. One thing is that one of the two laptops has sustained some damage to the screen. So there are parts of the screen that are not displaying whatever is on it, right? The other laptop has sustained damage to the keyboard, so there's a number of keys missing. Luckily, they seem to be the same model, so you can kind of like extrapolate from the first laptop what the key layout is on the second laptop. Because this is actually a relatively good point. So for Victor, while assimilating kind of the English language was fairly easy, it has been a certain amount of work to get used to their way of writing. Like, it's not like the scripts are completely different, right? And these seem to be a very far away evolution of the script that you have been struggling to learn. So, like, this is something that potentially not even your colleagues who have been living on this earth would be able to necessarily interpret as easily. But we're just going to make this a level 3 intellect task to see if you can kind of extrapolate what the letters are and how it looks, what the layout is like.
That's what I forgot to grab. My dice.
There you go.
Knew I was missing something. I'm always missing something. Okay, so you said level 3
Level
intellectual?
3, correct. Now you do have
Okay, I
one
have-
intelligence power shift, so that is going to bring it down to a level 2.
What else do I have? I think. Those probably wouldn't do anything. And neither would those. And then I also have an edge in my intellect pool. I think that intelligence power shift is kind of all I got to go off of.
Okay. So that would bring it
For
down
this
to a level
one.
2 unless you apply any effort.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's apply a level of effort.
Okay, so that's going to cost you 2 intellect points because you have an edge in intellect. That is going to bring it down to a level 1 task, which is you need to roll a 3 or above.
Okay, it's a little more doable.
We always manage those ones. Yeah.
That is a 12.
Okay, so it takes a little bit of time, but you do manage to kind of extrapolate what the letters mean and how to kind of interpret this data that you're seeing. Since I said both laptops together have like about 2 hours, like each has about 2 hours, I'm going to say that this took about half an hour, so both are down half an hour, so you have 3 hours of use left. So what we are going to do, we're going to make this a bit wonky, but bear with me. I'm going to have you roll an intellect task. This is set without a difficulty, but the level that you achieve is going to tell us how many kind of questions you can ask to have extrapolated from the data before the computers turn off.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say because there's 3 hours left on the computers altogether, we are going to say that we are going to start at a baseline of let's say 2 questions, and tell me what your intellect roll is, and then we'll see if you can.
You're not gonna believe me, but I rolled another 12.
That's 12. Okay, nice. Okay, so that is a
My dice
level
are being weird.
4. So we are going to add 2 questions on top of that. So you can ask 4 questions, like of me, not of the like. You're not under a time pressure from the computers to ask these questions now, but you have 4 questions open about the data that you can extrapolate from these computers.
Okay.
Before they shut down. I'm saying before they shut down, obviously you can recharge them again with this device and everything, but that is all going to take time, and there is a possibility of you guys maybe not necessarily having much time at your disposal, which is why it's kind of like a sensitive thing. But so you can ask 4 questions about whatever data could have been on the laptops of this alternate time scrap.
Oh, great. Now I have to come up with questions. Does someone else want to do something in the meantime while I try to think of questions to ask?
You
Please.
can also absolutely feel free if you want. You guys can brainstorm together. You can have conversed beforehand about what would be
Might need to
interesting
happen.
to ask. So feel free to kind of brainstorm together what these questions could be.
I mean, a suggestion on the process here would be to start general and then narrow down depending on what you find out with each question, right? So we don't even know what these laptops are relating to.
Yeah, because I was not there when you guys got these laptops and were in the apocalypse. So there might be questions that you guys know better to ask than I do. Because I wasn't there.
The thing is, we don't know that
Anything.
where we were was far in the future. We don't know between now and then where these laptops landed. Like they could have been 100 years old, or they could have been 2 weeks old. We have no idea.
So you just let me get that straight. You went somewhere in time, but you don't know where in time, and
It
you
was at
took
least
some
like
laptops.
50 years in the future.
50 was the minimum, but it could have been
Yeah.
several hundred. Hard.
We
Uh-huh.
could always burn one of our questions on what does the computer's calendar say.
Just get the timeline put together and the dates.
Okay, I don't mind burning a question on that if we all agree.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe just
Okay.
like major historic events through time up to like the latest, like whatever date the computer thinks it is.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, then I guess that'll be the first question to however we're looking this up on the computer is general what is like the calendar date that it shows, and then like historic, like Adam said, historical events leading up to whatever date the computer thinks it's at or whatever.
Yep. So the computer's databases start at around 2028.
Sorry, 2028.
Yes. We're not like our current play year is not like necessarily 2025. It's a little bit hand wavy. We're a little bit back, but it's soon. It's definitely soon.
Okay, and then does the like computer like stay like in like like most computers in the bottom corner state what the like the current date is on there? Does it say today's date or does it say a different date?
No, the current date was it was October 1st, 2050. Oh, sorry, no, not
Okay.
2050, 2049. My bad.
Okay.
Now, just because you were asking Ben to remind you, this is when the kind of like the database of the computer starts. This is not necessarily
Right.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess the computer stopped 2049,
exactly.
but that's not
Computer
necessarily the
stopped
date that we found it.
That is not necessarily
Yeah.
the date that you found it. I think, if I remember correctly, you guys were able to kind of roughly determine that you were in the year 2050. If I remember correctly, you were looking at like posters.
There
for
was a
movies
driver's
and stuff,
license or
and-
something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a car and a driver's license.
Exactly.
Yeah, we weren't sure. We knew minimum it had to be like
Yeah.
2050, but we weren't sure if it was
Yeah.
past.
So it's like at least 2050 when you were there. The computer stopped in 2049.
So I have two names in my notes from when Jesse started hacking the Smith and Gold computers. Which I would like to know when we're done with this, like what all information he got from doing that. So yeah, we could look up any mentions of Roland Smith or Annabelle Gold. They seem to be big wigs in that company.
Would it be possible to just roll up looking information up on the entirety of the Smith and Gold company into one? So like looking up the company and looking up like the individuals into it, or would those need to be separate questions?
You can have like a general rundown of the Smith and Gold company and its owners as one question, but you won't get any like specific details on individual current owners or whatever.
Okay.
You'll get like a bunch of names and like a rough rundown of what the company, how it came to be.
I
think
my only worry with that is it's just going to be all the same basic information on a website that we already know because we've
if
been there.
we're gonna investigate them, I think it's good to keep in mind this is the future. So like looking up their history isn't any good except for the history between now and if we want to see what the company does in the next however many years, like that's
I'm not thinking the history of the company as it is now. I'm thinking like the history of the company and the timeline scrap. Like,
Yeah, because
like I don't know, like
dead.
yeah, Gold's
supposedly.
Yeah, he's a whole interdimensional kerfuckery.
No, well, not him. The Roland, the Roland Smith, was that his name?
Yes.
Yeah, he was dead, right? And his wife took over the business or something, and they passed
maybe
it to their kid.
Maybe.
My notes are very
I know
sparse.
that the one name that we had that we definitely know is deceased is Murray Lowe.
That was
And
the
then
dude
that
behind
contract for the
machine, right?
Yeah. And then that contract for the machine passed on to his son.
Then maybe that's what I'm thinking about. But somebody married into that at some point.
Yeah, I think that might have been at Annabelle's Gold.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. Okay, never mind.
Sorry, looking at previous notes.
But yeah, basically the idea is like, if these computers are from a similar but different timeline that Gold already nuked, like maybe we could get glimpses at his playbook if we try to find out his history from this this timeline.
Yeah, I think looking into the activities of the company is probably something.
Yeah. I mean, that would probably, that's the only thing I could think of being our next step. I only very, very slightly hesitate because that's only going off of the assumption that Gold is like an integral part of this company, which is not a question that we have answered yet, technically. We still don't know if he is like super integral to Smith and Gold or not, or if he even has anything to do with it, and Smith and Gold is like obviously not purely a coincidence, but you know what I mean. But that's honestly the only past step that I can think of is going based off of that assumption, and then until that assumption is completely and fully denied, it's the only assumption I can think of go off of.
Yeah, I think we're connecting Smith and Gold to Gold Mask because they like they made the colors for the horrible nightmare monsters.
Yeah.
They're dream slakes and they like you.
They do like us now.
They are nightmare friends at this point.
They do like us now. Yeah, they are our friends because we freed them.
We have an understanding.
It's spooky season. They'd come in super handy right now.
Oh yeah, totally. Okay, then yeah, I guess kind of looking into how do I want to phrase this?
I like how we're like, how do we phrase this so it can't screw us over? Like D's some kind of genie.
I have been scorned one too many times when asking questions during would-be heroes.
Okay, so to continue
know
that
what?
way,
Fair.
you did just ask, how do I phrase this? No,
I guess our second question then would be like looking into the specifics of the company from 2028 to 2049 or 2050 beyond, whatever, and seeing if like Smith and Gold have had any sort of like major societal impacts, like major company starts as a small business and totally turns into a corporate monopoly impact.
So kind of like
that's very apocalypse dystopian
events of the company in that.
Yeah, to kind of see if like it's tied to any of that future apocalypse stuff that they saw or any events that we should probably know about.
Okay. So what you find out is that the company was always kind of like high-end luxury goods, right? So as most of the companies of this caliber are wont to do, it stayed mostly off of the larger social radar because it was just catering to the ultra rich. Like we're talking literally like bespoke jewelry made of gold and other precious metals and gems. So this is like so niche and so specific that they're one of those companies that kind of like nobody even knows they exist until you get to a point where you have so much money that that money literally summons them, right? However, somewhere around that's like just like a little side fact kind of is that in the year 2025, the Smith and Gold Company got hired by and this is kind of like this is from this text you get this kind of extra little information that there is sort of the there is reference to kind of like a ruling figure, like an autocratic, authoritarian figure. There's never like any specific title. It's not like the ruler or like the grand abolisher or whatever. Like there's never any sort of like big title attached to this individual, but there is very clear reference to there being one individual who is currently kind of in charge of law and policy and law enforcement and like on a global level, right? Um, and in the year 2025, Smith and Gold got kind of onboarded by this authoritarian figure to design technology, essentially, or like to create technology that this person has designed but lacked the tools to make. That would allow them to detect at an extremely sensitive level those people who have some sort of precognitive or clairvoyant or capabilities. So anyone kind of like even on the edge of being able to tell the future. Like we're talking even those people who are so highly intuitive that it seems like they can like tell the future like a couple of seconds ahead of time and just like basically duck out of the way of bullets and stuff. Even these people would get registered by this machine or this device or whatever it is. And this has been used as part of a large global kind of hunt for these individuals because the like there was there a reason was given. The reason was like you don't really see what the exact reason is because it is always hidden behind this one phrase that keeps being repeated, which seems almost like it was maybe a directive or a law or some sort of thing that was just like kind of like hidden behind that phrase. The phrase being like literally and very arrogantly the gold standard. But in pursuit of the gold standard, precognitive and clairvoyant individuals were being hunted down and eliminated. There was and Smith and Gold was the company that created the device that was able to suss out these individuals. That was in 2025. In 2030, Smith and Gold goes bust. All of their current owners at the time are found dead, murdered, and the company itself closes down once it passes to then already kind of like in his what is it going to be like probably like latter 40s 50s ish Weldon Lowe, who is the sole surviving heir to the company Smith and Gold, and he closes it down. He closes operations down.
Okay.
My next question was going to be look up the guy who passed the no time travel law.
Yeah, we need
So
to know who this
I'm glad that got wrapped in.
is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it feels like based off of. I really need to find a better system of writing these notes down instead of illegible sentences.
Absolutely not.
It really to me from the sounds of it feels like that obviously this no titled, no named authoritarian leader is Gold. Is Gold himself. Problem is we still don't know who that is because we still have I think 2 or 3 of us have seen him once. None of us have really ever talked to him except for I think maybe one person, and that's and it wasn't even full of conversation, and that's it. But it definitely, just the way that things were said, sounds like that global leader is Gold or
Yeah.
somebody tied very close to him. Because I mean,
Oh.
the gold standard. Come on,
Yeah.
that one's a little on the nose.
We do need to know everything about them and how they came to power and all that.
Yeah,
jazz.
I think there are two major pieces of information I think would be good. One of them is probably not on this level. But if we conveniently found a list of all the people that were targeted by that technology, it would be super helpful.
I also definitely think that technology would, and maybe this is something that because Victor has a picture perfect image of the machine in his mind that he could use maybe to reference it later on if need be. I definitely think that kind of technology was created by the machine that we saw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it can
I
make
think
anything.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
yeah, that's the
ridiculous to
implication
make
for sure.
otherwise.
And then the second was like Rex said, I think the sort of the timeline of his rise to power, like where did it start, when did it come to fruition, like what were the
I
the
agree that I think
key
is gonna be
indicators.
yeah, I think that
Yeah.
should be our next question, is figuring out who this leader is and what information we can get on him. And yeah, Adam put it so much more eloquently than I ever will. So
It's good to be
just
succinct.
Yeah.
Give us the info, D.
Alrighty. So, to remind you, these computers are kind of like library/database computers, so they have a tremendous amount of knowledge on them, but they don't have extremely specific knowledge. They're like public record stuff with some
Mhm.
obscurity is included because they have a lot of public record, but it's public record.
Give us all the news clippings.
Yeah. So what you get is essentially, you don't get a name, because this individual seems to this individual rose to fame before they rose to power. They rose to fame by establishing themselves as a precognitive. They proved time and again that they can tell the future. They prophesied events very accurately, and kept doing this while at the same time kind of it wasn't necessarily religious, though there was definitely a certain subset of people who adhered to this person almost religiously, but this person definitely kind of established themselves as someone whose they would always say oh, my name is not important, it's not, I'm not doing this for myself, I'm trying to save humanity, all of that kind of stuff. And after essentially proving themselves within kind of the public's eye that they can tell the future and that they can foretell future events, they then came out with the bombshell prophecy that every time that anyone accesses knowledge of the future, they fray the intricate thread of reality and cause disaster. And so it's kind of like every time a precognitive ability is used, it invites cataclysmic, catastrophic consequence. And it was based off of this kind of bombshell revelation that this person then very quickly got catapulted into positions of power, kind of first as an advisor of sorts, and then later very much full on Palpatine themselves into power of the of essentially on a global level, right? Always with the kind of self-awareness of their own precognitive capabilities, right? Because this is why they had the machine made, because they wanted to find precogs with something that did not access precognitive abilities. They at least claimed within the public side, this is, I say at least claimed because you can never tell with these things, but at least the public believed them, that they stopped kind of like using their abilities once all of this was set up. And they did in 2040 completely disappear off the scene. Like they were never seen or heard from again. They relinquished power. They just like they posted a kind of like, they gave essentially a goodbye message saying all of the precogs are now dead. I am the last remaining precog. I need to fulfill my mission. Thank you for trusting your safety. Thank you for trusting me with your safety, with the safety of the future of humankind. Goodbye and thanks for all the fish. And kind of disappeared. A lot of rumors, a lot of like kind of people got very dark with their theories about this. Like there was a lot going on, but essentially this person just like the way they appeared, all of a sudden equally cut, gone, disappeared off the scene, never seen from or heard from again. Now, between the year 2040 and the year 2049, a lot happened. There were, I forget the exact number, but I think it was somewhere in the high 30s.
Yeah, the number 35 rings a bell.
Something like that. There was like a good 35, 37, something like that, apocalyptic events that hit Earth. From like natural disasters through supernatural disasters, all the way to alien invasions. Like shit just hit the fan in a major way. Nobody was prepared for it. This is the first time within this timeline that there is mention of a book that seems to have been published back in 2030 by Jesse Turner.
Jesse?
Right, yeah.
Oh yeah, the God is dead and here's how we killed him, or whatever I called it.
Everything bad all at once, or why Jesus is no longer a possibility.
Yeah, it was something really gruesome. I do remember. Did I write that down? Maybe I wrote it down.
Yeah, you did.
So
I didn't write down the name. I just wrote down Jesse writes a book at the end of the world as a warning.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So that is kind of like that's essentially, there's a couple of pieces of information from this huge ass narration. I'm sorry for wafting, but essentially this person appeared, never gave a name, started being trusted by the public, came into power, killed all of the precogs, disappeared, and then the disasters that they said they were preventing still happened. It's kind of like the short and sweet of it. Before, like 10 years prior to the disaster starting to happen, a book was published that was talking about these disasters in the past tense.
Is there a copy of that book on this laptop? Is that a question we want to ask?
Well, we did.
I don't know. That feels like a good question to ask.
Yeah, Cora did.
Oh yeah.
That is the
She had
information
recorded-
for that question.
Yeah, she had recorded like a flip through because we had a copy of the book, but it was ancient and it was like disintegrating.
Just fell apart. Yeah.
Yeah, so she had recorded like herself flipping through it and like milliseconds of it crumbling, hoping that maybe what can your fast eyes see, friend?
And then I smacked it across the
Oh, that's right. Then you
the
broke it down.
warehouse and went
Yeah.
through time.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he did destroy the one piece of evidence that could help us.
But yeah,
Yep,
maybe
that
the
tracks.
book's on there. If this is a public record thing, that makes sense that it would potentially be on here.
Out of all that information we got about him and his was there a nickname? What did they refer to them as? Like,
Most
Now
The one
wise.
constant that seems to be across all of this information is that this guy does not have a name. He never gives a name or even a nickname or anything.
exactly.
yeah, but the public will give you one at
The
some
public-
point. It's like
the
we need to talk
public-
about Supreme Leader, Bob
Like
or whatever.
it was mostly something like the Prophet, the Golden Prophet. Like some more cynical media were like
Yeah.
the Golden Boy and stuff like that. But it was mostly stuff like that. Usually either the Prophet or some just said Mr. Gold.
And I assume
Yep.
no photos or images or
Um,
detailed descriptions of likeness.
Nothing without like it's always just like robe and mask and like the mask goes through some iterations. Like there's more ornate masks for like
Masquerade
celebratory
balls.
ritualistic events. There's less ornate masks for when he's appearing on like Jay Leno or whatever.
Is
Guys,
is the vibes the kind of vibes where it's like, how did they not know this guy was evil the second they saw him?
well, I mean,
Sounds like.
Because I'm just imagining a Resident Evil 4 cultist now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
not to
stopped
relate
current
this to
global
werewolf stuff
global
at
leaders.
all. But the whole rapture thing that just happened clearly shows that people will just believe that and that the people behind it
Yeah.
aren't. So
Yeah, fair
Really big
fair
on
enough.
TikTok.
real quick. Also,
Also, happy Rapture, everyone.
Oh, it's
I
on-
just
It got
got
moved to
it's
the
in-
6th.
Yeah, it's in a couple of days. Yep. They put.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
It was
Anyways,
postponed?
I don't care.
because it's on the Gregorian calendar, not according to the Julian
Ah,
calendar.
Oh, of course,
Right,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what
because
people
knows the
do.
calendar we
didn't
use.
know
The
about
prophecy
our
of the
calendar.
rapture was pre-shift. Like Jesus didn't know that they were gonna use the Gregorian calendar.
Jesus didn't know about leap years.
Was it leap
And
years?
daylight savings
daylight
as well,
savings
you know?
time.
Yeah.
So Jesus
Quickly
just raptured
moving
the
on from
Orthodox
that.
Christians. It was just the Orthodox Christians who got raptured, but because nobody knows who they are, nobody knows that the rapture has happened, and everyone else just stayed. Fuck it.
Quickly moving on from that because that is not what this show is about. I just got the dreaded. I may be wrong. I may be so completely wrong. But I just got the dreaded gut feeling. You know how usually they say that if you try to like stop a like especially in Greek mythology and stuff, when you try to stop a prophecy from happening, that only like speeds it up sometimes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I just got the insane dreaded gut feeling that we may be causing this. And that perhaps this is one huge giant time loop in and of itself, and we're the reason that Gold comes out and says he's the prophet, and we are about to do a masquerade ball with gold masks as the like donation prizes.
I can
may
see
be
the
our
flaw.
I may be wrong. I may be so wrong, but we were talking about this, and I just got the dreaded gut feeling that this might partially, at the end of the totally be because of us.
Is it too late to change the masks to tin?
We'll just make them something highly allergic.
Copper.
Irritant. Yeah, just make
I
everybody
just
really break
have
out
a
in
really
hives.
bad feeling about that. I could, again could be wrong. Like I looked at my notes and I was listening to us talking. I was like, "Oh no, we may be causing this." Oh god.
Look, if it's fate,
will know
it's
at the
fate,
end.
you know? If your theory is
Yep.
true, then it'll happen one way or another, right?
Oh boy. All right.
But the whole
Okay.
thing is he doesn't want it to be fate.
Right.
That's been his whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
If it
that's
was
what
fate,
he
then-
says, right? But he may just want his version of fate. That's
Right.
why he
But
kills
also-
all of the other prophets first.
I keep
And
going
presumably
back.
he
to what
killed
the...
all of.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So he killed all of our others except us. for some reason, like us specifically. This us.
Nah, the apocalypses killed all of yous.
No, not that time. I mean, like they're
The
presumably
the
there are many us's, and now there are not many us's, and he seems to be
Yeah.
responsible for that.
Are we talking different timelines again?
Are you
Something.
talking
Kinda,
about
sorta.
the pre-jogs?
I
Or
thought
the
that,
other
All pre-jogs,
Jesse's.
right?
like I said, because that's what happened to
Oh,
Jesse, right?
God.
We found out he had been going
haven't
around
been
killing all the other
around
Jessies.
with you for too long.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
The murder Jesse.
I keep referring back to what the Dream Slakes told us when they said he does not see what he believes he knows. So, like, in trying to, I like only keep referencing back to that because we're like, the whole thing of in trying to prevent a prophecy, you speed the prophecy up, or you inevitably lock the prophecy into place. And so, like, you know, he wants fate gone so bad that, like, I feel like he, in that same vein, he's locking himself into a predestined fate, like, for himself and maybe for the world and all the timelines, because he is so adamant about getting rid of fate that he's, like, sort of, like, locked in his own, in a sense.
What if?
Again,
What if we got? What if we got ahead of it? We know where he's going now. We know his bid. We know his plan. What if somebody came along before him with a very similar profile who just made a mess out of everything and everybody hated it? Like, tarnish his reputation so bad that nobody would ever listen to anything this man ever said for the rest of history, recorded history.
I mean, it kind of sounds like that's what Jesse tried to do
Eh?
with the book.
Oh.
Well, that's relying on people's, reading comprehension and willingness to listen.
We gotta notch it up to, like, a level 20 and get personally involved,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Remy's I'm gonna actually activate it. Now that we've reviewed all this information and saw those images and things.
And we do still have one question left if we want to.
True.
We still got two. Have we got two?
Let's keep going with
No, we have
this, and
one.
you do your thing.
First one
but-
was date. Yeah. Second one was who
Smith and
Oh,
Gold.
Gold.
who did the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's going to activate. It's called body morph, but in his particular instance, it's more of a hypnotic effect. But essentially, as you look at him, his eyes become sort of hypnotic spirals. And because you know him and you see him doing it, you recognize him as Remy. If you're not paying close attention, he looks like Gold. Robes, mask, like he is the prophet. I'm just saying we could maybe get out ahead of him and arrange for some very unfortunate events to happen in a very public way that might make it so that nobody would ever believe anything he had to say again. Worth a thing.
It's not a bad idea.
It
Yeah,
could just.
I thought
be
you were gonna.
thing that kind of gives him his platform to start from, though, right? Like, if he wants to paint prophets as bad, that would be exactly what he'd need to do.
Yeah, maybe. Time's a circle.
Do we want to try and get Jesse's book?
Yeah, let's do it. I think we should. I think that's our best
Yeah.
next step.
At least we know it's on point, right? Like it was written specifically about the thing that we're trying to stop.
And if anybody can understand that mumbo jumbo, is Jesse.
Although we're assuming in
Hopefully.
the future Jesse doesn't like develop a terrible drug habit or something. Just like absolutely out of his gourd when he writes this.
Develop?
Ah. I
Caffeine notwithstanding.
yeah.
I'm just gonna make a note.
No, I can't take caffeine. It makes me jittery. He says while being blurry from all the vibrating.
Yeah, then I think that'll be our last question is, can we get the contents of the book? And how much is it going to cost? Because nothing is free, so I guarantee you we have to buy it from some internet library on this.
Kind of
It's gonna be at
stored on
least,
the idea is stored on
$50,
this,
if not more.
right?
We got to use gold coin to purchase it.
We have to pre-order it because it's not out for another 30 years.
So,
Wait. Okay, wait. Stupid dumb time idea.
oh god.
Oh no.
Jess is going
The
to.
last time you had a stupid dumb time idea, you created a dimensional monster.
You know what?
Exactly.
I love this because he said stupid dumb time idea, and then without consulting anyone, he said Jesse is going to. So
It's not like we could stop him.
It's
It's
not-
just, he's going to be
At this
gone.
We're not
Right.
stopping him. Nope. What's your stupid time?
So, I'm about to get Bill and Ted up in this shit. So Jess is going to take the laptop, find the serial number, memorize it, write it down, on his person so that he can write it down somewhere else, so that he can put it down in his phone, so that he can have it emailed to himself, and just a lot of redundancies on the serial number of this laptop, and he puts it down, and he is going to turn to Remy, put his hands on Remy's shoulder, and say, "I'm going to put my book specifically on this laptop."
But you already had the book? What, that would have been good info. But you ain't wrote it yet.
I'm not, but I'm going to, and when I do, I'm going to put it on this laptop specifically. That way, when you guys go to the future and you find it and you bring it back, it will have been on the laptop, so that we will be able to see the book, because I'll know in the future that I'm going to have had Will smack the camera phone out of Cora's hands and across the warehouse at 300 miles an hour, because I would have traveled through time and then come back in time at the same point where I traveled through time.
D, why don't you just go ahead and tell us what a singularity is this time?
His dogs.
All we're doing is creating another time loop. This is not.
It's a closed time loop. I'm not destroying anything. I am setting in motion events that have already going to happen.
So the last time you made a closed time loop, you remember what happened after that? Do you remember the monster that we?
Well, yeah, that's because I left and then I made the closed time loop. But if I'm not going to the future to put the book on this thing, and I'm just going to wait until I write the book and then put the book on this laptop, so that when you guys come through, you can take the laptop and bring it back, then I wouldn't have caused a problem, because it would already have had going to happen.
But what if, and hear me out, because this is not, it kind of hurts my brain to even think about this, but what if the you that wrote the book from the universe where we got this laptop is not the you that came up with this crazy ass idea in this particular moment?
Well, you see, if we're under the idea that fate is a flat circle and time isn't a deck of cards, then that me is going to be this me, because this me will have grown into that me and have written this book. And then I'll put it on the laptop.
I can't breathe.
I think Rex is just going to melt down just out of choice.
Just give up.
Rex is just sitting there like, you know what? Being a giant volcano god does sound like a good idea.
Victor is doing his best to follow along. Glitch is having a panic attack.
Yeah!
Isn't that Jess's thing? I don't.
So anyway, D, is it on the laptop or not?
This is insane.
Roll
Oh,
for
my face is
paradox.
hot.
Okay.
Oh, my stomach hurts.
My brain hurts.
I need to turn the AC on. Keep going. I can still hear you.
You go to attempt to do this, I assume, then?
Yes.
Well, it's like a 30-year attempt. So
You're gonna time skip into the future when he does it, and we have to just hope that it happens.
at every point in the future where this could go wrong.
Get back to the past.
Here's what we are going to do. I'm going to give you a choice. you can choose not to succeed in this, or you can take an intrusion that is going to give you 2 experience points.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I'm not doing this for the XP. I'm doing this to see what the intrusion is. Second Hellmouth.
I hate us.
Okay.
I hate that we're too curious about what the intrusions are to never say no.
There's a very
We're so
specific reason
dumb.
this channel is called Would Be Heroes, not Is Heroes.
There's a reason.
We can't not succeed in this, then it's all pointless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone
pretty
would have
funny.
had an aneurysm for no reason.
Get that.
Doesn't happen. Oh, I hate time. I hate time shenanigans. This sucks.
Okay. So, write down your 2 experience points. Choose
Hell yeah.
2 of your players to give each 1 experience point to.
Glitch, definitely, because they took the most psychic damage.
Thanks.
And you know what? Lily, too, because she also took a ton of psychic damage.
Lily is just like, what is happening ever at any given point right now? Have you all lost your minds?
It's like hope. Why do I happen to know you guys?
Poor Lily.
It is good to see you again, Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry this is happening. If I could stop it, I would. But that is not possible.
You might be the most sane of all of us.
I'm crying.
Same. My face hurts.
Yeah.
I'm just running real quickly, just to be sure, through our list of lines and veils.
Oh boy!
Like that. I don't like
Sorry, man,
that.
plan.
Oh no. Dora is gonna come back and be so mad at us that we let this happen while she was gone.
Dora's gonna come back and Cora's gonna initiate PvP.
You made another paradox?
Why
get
is
the feeling
there
I
a
should-
monster or something bad or weird happening every 5 minutes after I saw you again?
Welcome to
I'm
Glitch's
gone
life.
for
It's a
days and
coincidence.
everything is fine, and then I come back, see you for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then everything
Imagine
happens.
while
It's a
all
talent.
Listen, after all of this is over, I think all of our characters are gonna need a whole bunch of therapy. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a
Kinda
good
like-
doctor. Mine is great. I
like
have a
group
weekly
therapy
appointment now.
session after this, I think would be. I think that's what our final episode should be. Like, where are they now? Group therapy.
Oh yeah, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I hope you mean the therapy idea.
oh yes, absolutely. You
Okay.
kind of, you write down this number. You prepare. You tell everyone what you're going to do. Everyone is perhaps not as motivated as you are with this idea, but you're sure that you can do this, and you prepare and you kind of like focus and you try to access your powers and kind of like try to project this kind of determination to get to the point where you're going to upload the book on the laptop previous to the laptop leaving a time scrap of an alternate dimension that no longer exists, even at the time when the others are going through it to retrieve said laptop. And there is, for a moment, a silence that descends upon the warehouse. For everyone. For a moment, you can't
Because we're so confused.
hear anything. You don't hear the usual creak of the metal of the warehouse. You don't hear the wooden furniture settling. You can't hear your own breath. Something very strange happens as you realize that you do not hear your own hearts beating. This is a moment of perfect, sublime stillness. No motion, no sound. And then there is this tearing sound, as if of a cloth getting ripped apart. Except that it is loud and jagged and jarring and penetrating, and it vibrates through your entire bodies to your very core and shakes you. There is a tremendous flash of light. Everything goes perfectly white for a moment, and there is that extremely high-pitched, almost tinnitus-like sound, as if remaining from an explosion that has gone off very close to you. And as the light fades, you stand again in this warehouse, gathered around Jesse. And in front of Jesse, and in the middle of all of you, there's this tear where behind it an impossible void seems to slowly start to seep into this reality. And then a silhouette forms in front of this tear, a humanoid silhouette with this strange kind of almost it almost seems like a semicircular, almost like a cog-like construct that emerges from their shoulders. And as this silhouette kind of gains dimension and color and form, you see that they seem to be presenting as a female, not exactly human, with flowing curly black hair that just floats in the air, complete whites instead of eyes, no eyelids, just perfect almond-shaped white. And like I said, this kind of construct, almost as of cogs, almost as of pieces of a clockwork mechanism that protrude from their shoulders, that are part of their body, even though they seem to be made of metal. There are other streaks of metal going across their hands and arms and across their body, and from their face, from these white eyes, two streaks of metal go down the face, almost as if trying to portray crying. And this figure reaches out towards this tear in reality and places their hand on it, and the tear kind of like closes, but it closes not perfectly. It is almost like you can see stitches and scarification within the very fabric of the world itself. This creature, this individual, turns towards Jesse, inclines their head almost as if in gratitude, and disappears. And that is where we are going to take a break.
Ah!
What did you unleash?
I
Oh,
hope
we
she's our
died.
friend now. Uh,
We are going to take a quick 10-minute break. We will go on our Be Right Back screen. See you guys in a bit.
Yeah. my characters to do.
I'm going into the margins because I've run out of I have to make a second page now for the other half of this episode. I'm out of room for notes. I'm writing in the margins now.
Any money this stream makes needs to just go to Glitch's notebook fund.
Yeah, seriously.
Literally gonna
Also-
need a notebook after this.
Also, hello everyone, we're back.
Hi, welcome
We
back.
sure are.
We left off just a second ago, well, 10 minutes ago, but to some it may be a second.
What is time?
What is even time? Why?
Nothing anymore. It's been
Why is
nothing.
time? When is time?
Where is time?
Yes
So,
and no.
we've just had a person appear and close a rift in reality and incline their head gratefully towards Jesse and then disappear.
So I imagine Jesse is still holding on to Remy's shoulders, just staring at this, and it's
Well,
I'm gonna go sit down in a chair.
actually,
And
what Jesse
they'll
is
stop
currently
touching
doing
things.
is Jesse is currently
No.
reliving the memories that will have happened.
Oh no.
What is happening to Jesse at this moment is he is split in two instances of himself. There is one instance that is holding Remy's shoulders, and there's another instance which has this determination to upload his future book onto this future laptop within this alternate reality. And as you kind of project, the intensity of your intention projects you and shunts you out of the timeline. This lodges you from the flow of time and sets you hurtling forwards, and you hurtle forwards. You literally, it's almost like falling horizontally, and occasionally you hit certain fixed points in time as you kind of live up to this intention, to this expectation that you set for yourself. How are you going to achieve this? How are you going to create this sort of strange loop that is going to loop back onto the time scrap of a reality that no longer exists? It is actually very obvious. This is a point that you need to get to, and there is a person you know who knows how to get to places. You fall into a moment in time, frozen, as you are asking Cora for help, because Cora knows how to get wherever she needs to get, and she helps you. You've managed to persuade her, you tell her the whole plan, and she helps you. And each and every single time there is a decision to be made, you see yourself consulting with Cora which direction to take. And with each and every decision you take, the future gets grimmer and grimmer, and your life worse. You become a thief. You become a hardened criminal. You become a murderer. You kill and blackmail and steal. You destroy myriads of alternate selves throughout myriads of alternate realities in pursuit of this one reality that is going to get you to a point where you can get this information back. And you keep telling yourself it is all right, it is for the greater good, but not only that, it will never have existed, because once you close this loop, it will dislodge itself, a sterile little bubble away from reality and away from time, to burst in the void. And so you pursue this. You kill Jesse after Jesse after Jesse. You kill agent after agent after agent. Sometimes you kill your friends. Sometimes you manage to barely save them. Sometimes you cause the entirety of the world to collapse, all in pursuit of this one specific reality. And at the end, you do get to it. You find it. You find Mr. Gold himself. You have a conversation with him. You realize that throughout all of this, there has never been a single moment of nefarious plan, of subplot, of ulterior motive to this man's actions. He has always acted with the good and safety of humanity in his highest interest. And he has condemned it to death. And the point at which he realizes that is the point where it is far too late. And so you diverge from your plan. Because maybe if you can get him to see the light earlier, none of this needs to happen. Jesse, you spend 1,000 lives trying to convince Mr. Gold that he is in the wrong. In some of these lives, you even go so far as to orchestrate the events themselves, which he predicts on his rise to power. You make sure they come true in convoluted attempts and plots to make him realize things earlier, thinking that maybe this needs to be dislodged from the specific point in the actual timeline, and if it happens earlier or later, maybe then everything will be safe. You have tried everything, and nothing works. And so, tired and jaded, devoid of the joy and the optimism and the positivity that occasionally did manage to shine through all of the anxiety and all of the worry that you always carried with yourself, you get back to your primary goal. Get that information onto that computer. And by the time you arrive at that point in time, in that place, and upload that data to that computer, you are a million light years away from who you were. And the moment that upload finishes on that computer, you close it, and you hear voices of your compatriots as you remember them from all those thousands of lives, all those tens of thousands of years ago. And you know that this is the closing of that loop. And that this tortured existence, which you have orchestrated for yourself with surgical precision, finally comes to an end. And you feel strange as they...
Oh no.
Oh no.
I guess the internet is gone. Okay, there we go. Back.
Oh.
Oh,
Are we back?
we're all teleporting.
Oh, everyone's just done with this shit.
Yeah, that's
Jesse,
fair.
You
I don't want to
body
deal
swapped
with
us
this
all.
shit anymore.
Oh no, now I'm Victor.
Okay, well we'll
And
shuffle
you
it
threw
around
me
a
again?
little bit. If the cam goes back on, it's no problem. It'll shuffle itself back, but I'm not gonna be fiddling with the cameras because
Oh.
there we go. Well,
Meh, meh, meh.
almost.
I
There,
have to fiddle with
perfect.
the
Yeah.
It feels strange as this kind of bubble, these two kind of time loops intertwined, almost like in a Mobius strip or a figure eight, if you will. The original time loop that Remy, Cora, and Rex visited, with the additional time loop that you have created on top of that. As this thing detaches from reality, as it detaches from the timeline, it floats in the void, and for the first time since this event happened, you feel you cannot grasp at something that has always readily been there for you. You have divested yourself from time. All that is left is this little infinite loop as it begins to vibrate as its edges are attacked by something corrosive and ravenous, as whatever it is that exists outside of time wants to consume everything that is not of its own self. And as these tatters of the reality that you have created start to fray and rip apart and shatter, there is one single little fragment of this reality that remains. One tiny little, impossibly infinitely sharp fragment of this reality. Because you are from back there. And if this loop is detached, how will you ever have gotten here in the first place? And with this question, this shard catapults itself back into the timeline, back into reality, tears open a rift in it, and you fall through it. You fall in front of yourself through this thing back into yourself, as whatever was that remained with Remy and whatever was that went upon this journey fused together. And in this fusion, you have this one desperate thought. This rift cannot remain. This rift has to be closed. And with this thought, you feel this tremendous expenditure of energy emanate from you and create something. And even in its nascence, this thing that you have created immediately, acutely knows its purpose. Its purpose is to make sure that reality stays together. And we are back to where we left off before the break.
So, yeah, Jess is holding on to Remy's shoulders. He made the plan of doing everything, and now he is just like staring, like not even at Remy, just like past him, 1,000-yard stare, and just tears streaming down his face.
You all right there, my friend?
I'm gonna go sit down. And yeah, he just like walks at a normal person people's pace to like the couch and just kind of like deflates onto it.
I wrap him in the fluffiest blanket that I can find.
Yeah, he takes it willingly and just like full on like like a sitting fetal position, wraps himself up.
Where are Cora's puppies when you need them?
Yeah.
Right? God.
What started all?
Yeah.
You want some ice cream?
No. The book's
Okay.
on the laptop.
Okay.
Victor is kind of like really hesitant because like all it's everything that just happened is really
A couple
weird.
of things happened, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know how to process all of this at once. Anyways, Ed goes to look on the laptop for.
Well, the laptops are now empty, so you're gonna have to charge them up again to check the book
Oh
out.
man, plug them back in.
Wait, no, that was our last question. That was our last thing.
Oh, that was the question. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my bad. Then you do
No.
get this book. It is. The book is very much written in the kind of random, arbitrary train of thought kind of way that Jesse generally tends to speak. The book has not been edited for coherence, grammar, or spelling. So it is relatively difficult to follow the train of thought, um, because it is like a light speed maglev thundering through a dark tunnel. But what you pick up is essentially that from all of the observations that Jesse has been able to make, and apparently there are plenty, Mr. Gold fanatically believes in the cause that he kind of like purports to follow.
Okay.
He is not manipulating things to come into power. He not in the sense of for the sake of power. He seeks the power for the sake of being able to essentially what he sees as is saving humanity. The problem is that there seems to be a very particular kind of limitation on Mr. Gold's own precognition. The best that you can gather. Actually, let's have this be a combined. So I want both Jesse and Victor to make me intellect rolls. I'm not going to give you a difficulty. I just want to know what the combined level is that you guys attain.
Okay.
That makes me nervous. The lighting in my room is god awful. That is an 18. What did you get? John, please.
That's a nat 1.
Ow! How did I almost get a nat 20 and then you got a nat 1? That is.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Right, the
Okay, well,
combined
mine is an
level.
18.
Yeah.
So-
The
Yeah,
combined,
combined
level.
we have a
Yeah.
19.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to do this. Okay. The effects of the natural one we are going to address next episode, because I want to talk to you in private, John, about it before doing any changes to your character.
Oh no. Oh no.
As for the combined
Yeah.
level with the 18, you are at a 6, which allows you to kind of conclude that it seems that the type of, like, Mr. Gold definitely accurately is capable of predicting a vast number of possible futures. But he only sees the worst of them. So obviously there is an infinite number of possible futures, which makes like foretelling the future so difficult. But it's kind of like if you had 100 possible outcomes, he sees the 20 worst outcomes, which means that he is fully convinced that because he is potentially or possibly or even very likely not aware of this limitation, he sees it as all futures lead towards this. Towards this disaster.
Are it
Yes.
is it or are it the worst possible futures for him or for population in
Hard
general?
to tell. You can't extrapolate that information from it, because he always
Okay.
kind of like acts on because he at least for himself acts always on behalf of humanity. It is impossible to extricate the two and to see if it is specifically his future that is the worst possible one, or if it is in general a future that is the worst possible one.
Okay.
But yeah, he seems to see literally the worst possible futures, and this has had a profound effect upon his psyche. And there does seem to be like even a footnote in the book that literally says, like the footnote is kind of strange, Victor, because it doesn't make sense from what you know of what of how Jesse wrote this book. But the footnote seems to state that nothing short of an apocalypse can dissuade Mr. Gold from his path. Which you for yourself don't know how. Like it seems like a very. It seems like an opinion rather than a fact, whereas everything else so far in the book has been fact. And the machine that is created by Golden Smith for Mr. Gold is specifically for the purpose of him not having to access his ability in order to find precognitives. But it is a design that essentially, as soon as the design for this machine was done, Mr. Gold went to Golden Smith. So, like, there's still a little bit of time to at least prevent maybe possibly this design from being finished if you find whoever it is that created the machine or that created a blueprint for it. And then on, I think, other relevant information that you would have about this is that, like, essentially stopping Mr. Gold is going to be very difficult because there is an aspect of his abilities that is automatic, that is instinctive, which means that he does have a sort of like an extremely powerful danger sense, so to speak, that he cannot turn off. And the final piece of information that you have is that whoever it is that creates the design for this machine is a person whom Mr. Gold seems to have brought with him from whatever his original reality was, because this is the person that enabled him within his original reality to perform this fusion of realities that you are all living in now. These are not his inherent powers. These are things that he has accomplished through extremely advanced technology, which means that there has to be probably some other superpowered individual whose abilities are to create extremely powerful, even beyond cutting edge machines, who is in this game as well.
So you're saying hang on. So we're basically saying that it was a machine.
Sorry,
That's what we're.
You cut off literally when you started saying what it is.
The whole thing.
Like,
It's
your
gold.
So
basic-
what you're saying is
That muted. That was beautiful. Like that was
Gold
very
is
beautiful.
interrupting.
Right. God, I'm losing my mind. So but I just want to make sure that I am understanding this. We're basically saying that it is a machine that was made that collapsed all of the timelines into one.
Correct.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure I understood that correctly. Great. That's so awesome.
Yeah, isn't it?
What I'm
call it
hearing
the
is
time
we have
blender.
to destroy that machine. The one we saw at the place.
But I don't think it's the same machine as the one that I don't
But it makes the machine that kills all of the psychics.
Yeah, that's true.
But then if we destroy that one, he's still got a guy that can make it again.
yeah. I think the problem is there's somebody behind the
The
scenes.
problem is the guy.
So let's
Okay.
destroy the guy.
But he can see all possible bad futures. So We
But-
do
We
this
just
in a
have to
way
kill
that
him.
makes it look good.
For us,
We kill him with puppies.
it wouldn't be a bad future if he's gone, because for us it would be a good future. So he's not seeing it, right? Because it's a good future.
Possibly.
It works like that, right?
From what we're understanding of his powers, that's what it sounds like. As if there is a way for us to win and like have a good future, Gold's not going to see it because he can't, because of the limitation of his powers.
Yeah.
This also requires us knowing who this second person is. Except as long as I have been in these sessions, this is the first time I am the second person that is a part of the team.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we knew that somebody else made that machine. We were under the impression that was a regular old person who's dead now, but
Yeah, but-
Yeah,
it could
like-
be inaccurate.
Another being with like cosmically like sort of powers that can like make these like Gold. This is the first time I am hearing that Gold is a partner this entire
Yeah.
time.
It is.
Great.
And his partner's not the one who made the machine. His partner's the one who designed the machine.
This is
Yeah.
his Jace, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like we might be overusing the word partner a little bit.
That was
Like,
awful. Why would you do that to me?
it's entirely possible that this person's just been manipulating Gold the whole time. Gold could just be the perfect dupe
True.
/ patsy.
That's true.
That explains the whole true believer bit. Anybody who believes in the cause hard are the easiest people to persuade, trust me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in the future timeline that we have knowledge of, Gold eventually does disappear. But potentially that person
So who takes
behind
over
the
after he's
scenes continues.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sorry, my brain is literally like melting into a puddle as we speak.
Yep. Not just yours.
Yeah,
See, the
I
problem we
think
have
this whole
now is-
time. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this whole time, Rex had like when that cosmic time lady like appeared, he leapt to his feet in like anticipation of some sort of battle or something, and like was holding out his arm like a minigun or something, and has just been in that pose ever since, just kind of looking around and completely stuck in this kind of anticipation mode.
Yeah, see, we understand Gold's motivation. We know he don't get what he wants. But what are the motivations for this other person? Maybe they do get exactly what they.
See, we need to know
Yeah,
who this other
maybe.
person is, but we don't even know who the fuck Gold is. So
Yeah.
But I mean, it worked that we have the book and the informations, so we could just do the same thing again. But this time we don't want to save the book on the laptop, but we want to save these specific informations on a laptop.
looks
Because it
over
worked
to the
once,
couch to
it
see the
might
puddle
work
that
twice.
is now Jesse, and it's like, I
Yeah,
don't
Jesse
know how
is
many
looking
times
at
you wanna
Lily
try
with
that.
horror.
I don't think we're going to do any more time shenanigans after that. Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just trying to
No,
I'm just trying, okay?
You're doing your best, and that's all that we can
Yeah.
ask, because that's all any of us
Yeah.
are doing. Huh.
I mean, the best that I can do right now is the fluffy blanket that you're curled up in.
Lily,
But I
you
mean-
have a certain amount of this. Would we consider that precognition?
Uh,
Uh,
I already wondered if maybe the problem appeared because I appeared, so maybe if I leave, the problem will also leave, but I'm not sure if it works like that.
I also don't think it works like that, because I mean, if the problem is precognizance of any kind, it's not just you, and so you leaving doesn't exactly fix anything because you're not the only person with precognizance as a power.
Yeah.
All of you
So-
can roll me a level 5 intellect task. This is to do with connecting the dots, recalling information. So anything that helps with like memory or reasoning or deduction can be applied to it, including power.
So did you say
shifts.
all of us?
Yes.
Hmm.
Heck it, I'm gonna spend another 2 intellect points on this.
Oh no.
So that's I just need to roll a 6 or higher.
I'm always worried about rolling in that one.
I'm also going to spend
Okay.
2 intellect.
7.
Nice.
I got an 11.
6, 7,
I got a 12.
12.
Sorry, what did we need?
If you don't have any reductions, it's a level 5, so 15.
Okay, well, I didn't get it.
I rolled a 5.
I've got 16.
16. Okay. So Victor, Jesse, and Lily. As this conversation kind of like keeps going, you realize that there was this one incident back from when all of you had just met, where Echo had a almost like direct point of contact with Mr. Gold, or at least presumably it was Mr. Gold, at least based off of the description and off of that, where he apparently appeared to her and said something along the lines of "There you are," which implies that he wasn't able to find her. And Echo has displayed a more quote unquote powerful type of precognition than Lily. So for Lily, it is more of an intuition thing than precognition. So this is the thing that I was talking about how finely tuned the machine can get to detect even those who have like cutting edge intuition rather than precog. This is kind of like the spectrum within which Lily would fall. And then you would go like a step further potentially for Cora, because she is capable of finding things like within the present, right? She is not, she doesn't see the future, she doesn't traverse the future in such a way, but she is like within the present. She can find any point and knows how to get there, which also implies a level of awareness of causality that can border on precognition. And then we have, and then you have like Echo and Jesse, both of whom would definitely like register on the machine. Echo apparently is like more of the lower level precogs, but still precognitive people. And for Jesse, it's not so much precognition as it is just absolutely fucking ruinous effects upon the timeline. Like
What?
you know, it's like you have a nice little piece of cloth and all of the precogs are needles and Jesse's just here being a fucking concrete drill. Like so all of which is to say you kind of do come to the conclusion that first of all, leaving the group wouldn't help much because there's others in the group who are like on a much more powerful level, and otherwise, also even this point of Lily wouldn't like whether this is good or bad for Lily's ego. Lily would be like the last. Within the like last amount of people to get targeted and hunted by these like special units from Mr. Gold, because like
No,
actual
in this
precogs
case,
are
it's
yeah, in this case it's great, but like,
love it.
You're on the bottom
Beautiful.
of the hit list.
yeah, the bottom of the hit list exactly.
Beautiful.
So
You are still on the hit list, though,
yeah.
so.
Yeah, but I'm at the
There's
bottom,
time.
so all of the others have enough time to find a solution.
Yeah.
And if there's no solution, I do what I always do. I hide behind someone who's stronger than me.
Oh, that actually does remind me. I did forget
Oh,
to
God.
make a roll. So please, Lily, make me a level 4 intellect roll. This is. Let me see what you have. I think some stuff is gonna apply here.
There's far too much
Um,
intellect.
Depends on what you want me to do.
level 3.
When we started this campaign, Dee told us there would not be much fighting, and in that moment, I
That is
needed
true.
everything I had into intellect. Was like, oh no, this is gonna be important. I just feel it. Also, I need it to be known. I am almost at 2 complete whole pages of notes. At this point,
Hell yeah.
these have been scribbled out because I am, but then they've kind of been rewritten in. I vaguely might be wrong, and so I scratched it out. But it's like it's still a possibility. I could be completely wrong, and this is just the. We can look back on these notes as the ramblings of a mad.
This is Jesse's book.
Yeah, this is just.
Yeah.
Physical copies, Jesse's
Kind of
book.
is.
You
Lily,
could probably
Hell
just
yeah.
like print out these notes again. It would work really well.
I have taken into account all of the stuff that you have on your character sheet. With all of those reductions, it would be a level 2. You do have the opportunity to spend effort if you want. 1 level of effort would reduce it to a level 1. 2 levels of effort would make it not having to roll. With a level 2, you need to roll a 6 or higher.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh,
It is
no.
a 6.
Famous last words. Oh, okay.
It is a 6. Okay.
No, it is.
As they're all kind of like talking amongst each other and like getting all of this information and kind of like figuring out what is going on as Jesse is going through millions of triggers of PTSD, self-contained within themselves, almost in like an ironic loop. Something scratched the back of your brain when all of this started happening. You didn't at first realize it because a lot was happening. So this minor sensation kind of like got pushed to the back. When that rift opened, there was comfort and familiarity that poured out of that rift to you. And now that that rift is closed up and there's like this barely visible scar in the very air in the rift of reality, you are very aware of it. Everyone else seems to have just kind of moved on from it. Like occasionally they will look towards it, but not really seeing it. They don't seem to notice unless they really, really try to find it. For you, it almost feels like you can reach out and scratch it. And it almost feels like it itches. It's almost as if you have met a close relative of a very good friend. That's kind of an impression you get.
I want to touch it.
Okay. That is easily enough for you. Like I said, for you, this is a very glaring, obvious thing. Like it feels like, and you reach out and touch it, and as you do, there is like this. It literally almost feels like stitches across a gash, and where you move your fingers along like the surface of where this wound would have been open, you get that comfort, that familiarity, that kind of welcoming feeling. But every time you bump across what could best be described as a stitch, there is a searing pain that shoots up your arm. Like there's no permanent damage or anything, but it's almost like some sort of nerve agent that just shoots up your arm with pain every time you kind of like go across one of these kind of like stitches. It's almost like you have come across an antithesis to whatever discomfort is.
So, do I understand that right? That for me, it feels like something good is. I'm missing a word, but it's something good is in a cage or something. Do you have the?
Not necessarily. It's more like observing a dangerous and wild animal, but also at the same time knowing acutely, definitely, and without a doubt that that animal loves you and wouldn't harm you specifically. It would absolutely tear apart everyone and everything else around you, but you would be safe.
Well, I don't like
Okay.
that.
And
Yeah, I go to the others and I just stand there. Um. How do you guys feel about the scratch and the thing over there?
no.
Rex aims his arm in its direction in case it opens up again.
Yeah. Now, when Lily points it out, it becomes obvious to you guys as well. But like, you are certain 100% that you have gone over it with your eyes a million times without noticing it. Like, you have to actually like focus in order to perceive it, even when Lily points it out. But when she points it out, you can perceive it easily enough not to need a roll to speak in mechanics.
Is that gonna be a problem?
I don't know.
Are you asking us how we feel about the rift in
Yeah.
reality that was just formed? Is that because I have
Yep.
many conflicting feelings about everything that just happened. None
Yeah,
of them I can
but
discuss.
yeah, that is exactly what my brain is trying to tell me, I think. But it feels good and comforting and like a friend, and I think it feels like the fluffy blanket Jess is covered in.
I mean, hey, you got to take comfort where you can get it. I ain't gonna just.
I don't know why. I
Do you think that
I don't like the
maybe
stitches, but I like the thing behind the stitches.
could
And
it
I
be
don't
that
know if I should like it.
was that world that we saw in that tear maybe your world? I wonder
I have no
if we
idea.
managed to sort out this weird merging of realities that gold has created. What happens to everyone that has
Could
come from
be.
these different realities?
That could be. Can we? I know it is a weird question, but can we keep it?
I
I
don't
do
know
not
if we can
think
get rid of it.
control if we keep it or not. I don't think any of us has the ability to.
It feels like a friend, like cozy and stuff. That's why I'm asking you how you feel about it. Is it
I
just
definitely
me?
don't think we should try and reopen it, if that's what you're asking here.
No,
I
definitely not.
think you guys shouldn't try to open it. I don't know if bad things happen if I try to open it. But I have no idea.
Jess is going to be in front of Lily.
I don't want to open it, okay? I'm just saying.
But yeah, like
Too much
still
stuff
1,000-yard
happened in the
stare,
last 5
crying.
minutes.
Last time you
Jesse,
opened it, you
man.
killed everyone. Second time you
Oh.
tried to open it, I killed you. I don't want to do it again.
You killed me.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not nice.
no.
Okay, we don't open it again. But yeah,
Thank you.
just wanted to let you know that I feel weirdly comfortable.
Well, if you need to clear your
Jess is
conscience,
back on the
don't feel
couch.
bad. Rex is the king of hell, so I mean, we all got our problems.
Oh, well, hold on. I ain't no killing a hell yet.
I killed him too.
Rex kind of
Why did
tilts
you
his head
kill
at
us?
Jesse's like,
There's
Really?
anything wrong with Jesse.
He's
Oh, and
just
how did you
staring.
manage to kill him? How?
It's surprisingly easy. You just drown him.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, okay.
That's not.
Yep.
Perhaps it
Uh-huh.
would be beneficial to like take
Or
Jesse.
you just
to,
deprive
like,
him of oxygen. Sending him into orbit
Perhaps
also works.
beneficial to take Jesse to like a psychiatrist or like a doctor or something. I am very concerned.
Yeah, I take out my phone and call my doctor. And I ask him if
We
he's
should.
up for an emergency therapy session.
Victor was
Like
barely
every
a
time
problem.
when I call him.
I don't know how I feel about that. Anyways, don't answer that question.
He's not the best, but he's there and he listens and he knows how to say, "Oh, poor you." For me, it helps.
Kirkland's best therapy.
Well, I think that this is a good note and point in time for us to stop for this episode. We've had
Is it a good
A
thing to
room
end
full of
on?
depression.
No.
Yeah.
full of depression. It feels,
Promo.
you know, it's appropriate. We
Oh.
are going to raid out. We are going to raid out we're going to raid the boys from the Baltic Star, who are
The Boars.
They're friends of mine.
Oh, are they? Cool.
Yes.
Neat.
We are gonna go raid them. They seem to be playing. I don't know if I understood it correctly, but I think they're playing their own homebrew system, which
Did we do outros first
if I
before we raid
understand
out?
correctly. So that is what we're gonna do. But before we do raid out, because I do believe that is what Glitch just said and reminded me. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We are going
Yeah.
to also inform you about who we are, what we do, and where you can find us. We are going to go in reverse order. So, Elis, who are you? Where are you? Why are you?
I can't answer all these questions. I'm Alice. I played Elizabeth McCrow, and I'm as confused as Lily is currently, I think. But in the less confusing world where there's hopefully just one timeline, hopefully, I don't know. I hope. I draw maps and do creative stuff when there is time and motivation, which is currently not a thing in this timeline. Maybe in another timeline. I don't know. Anyways, you can find my things on Itch. On where else? Blue Sky. I think that's it. I'm as confused as Lily is.
Alrighty.
Can't help it.
What about Ben?
Hi, I'm Ben Newborn. You can find me on Blue Sky and Discord as Ben Newborn. I run the Cybertopia AP podcast that also features D and occasionally the voice of John. The next episode goes out next Tuesday on that. I also recently released the second edition of my weird animal hybrids game, Overgrown.
Camel
that
Hawk.
You can find on my Camel Hawk D. Camel Hawk. It does exist. You can
It
find
was
that on my
beautiful.
itch. That's
Gross, but
bennewborn.itch.io. And yeah, I have been running that on a bunch of different streams and podcasts and shows and stuff recently. So and we'll be continuing to do that over the coming months. So look out for Overgrown being played everywhere.
It is an incredibly fun system. Check it out.
It is. It is just beautiful and perfect. Not the camel hawk thing,
The
but
camel
the
hawk
rest
was
is beautiful
a
and
thing of
perfect.
beauty. Adam.
Hmm.
Let's move on swiftly.
Camel Hawks. I will now proceed to detail all of the. No. Hi,
Please don't.
I'm Adam, better known as Soulvine most places on the internet. You can find all of the things that I do and am involved with at soulvine.card.co. Most everything I'm doing right now is here. So, just poke around the channel. You'll probably find it.
Awesome. Glitch.
Hey everybody, I'm Glitch, better known as Glitch Chaotic throughout most of the internet, or Glitch Chaotic Cosplays on only Instagram, because Glitch Chaotic was taken on Instagram, which I was mildly offended by. It's fine. I'm not sour about it still. You can find me pretty much here mostly. I'm also a part of John's game, Break the Twilight Labyrinth, which is going splendidly. My character's having an interesting time. Again, Mesa is a character that is non-whimsical in a team full of just non-stop whimsy, and he's constantly tired and constantly having to make sure his teammates don't get himself killed. It's a great time. If I'm not here, I am usually on other friends' projects. You can find me as one of for my friends' fan-made audiobook of Legendborn. Go check that out over on GI Reads. The prologue and chapter 1 have been released just recently. So if you enjoy it, let us know. We have put a lot of hard effort into this. It has sound effects and voice acting and stuff. It's a great time. Mostly you will see me on my TikTok because I am trying to force myself to get back into cosplay. And I'll be posting about my streaming on Twitch and stuff, which is, I am trying to have a schedule and it's not, but I try to play games twice a week. One of them is Marvel's Midnight Suns, and then the other is Hades 2, which just got its 1.0 release. So we'll be playing that as soon as my health permits, and we'll be checking out the 1.0 and seeing the full story and stuff. I post a lot of cosplay stuff on my TikTok. Homestuck is back. The Homestuck pilot just 2015, returning with it. I will also be starting to post some promotion stuff for a very good friend of mine, Kit. She is going to be, I think March of next year, is going to be releasing her book, Mythfits. And I am one of the beta readers for Mythfits. So I'm also helping out with promotion for it, along with a team of like 3 to 4 of us that are all beta reading right now. If you're into Percy Jackson, if you're into Greek mythology or mythology, expand more than just Greek mythology, I think you'll love this book. I've loved and adored the characters, connected with so well. So definitely when this book gets released, check it out, and check out Kit's channel where she talks about books, and all kind of stuff. So please go check out her channel. It is hang on a second, I have to actually fully remember at
When you say the ad, make sure you talk a little bit slower, because every time you increase speed, your mic just gives up.
yeah, I'm so sorry.
No worries. I'm just saying, like, let's make sure we get the actual promo bit in, like the actual.
The act is Kit X Queen on TikTok. And then you should be able to find their socials, other socials from there. Like I said, they do a lot of promo Q&A their book. And I'm loving it so far. I'm super excited about it.
Amazing.
Besides that, yeah, that's about it for me.
Oh, that's all. That's all. Not
As of right now,
the
yeah.
Renaissance.
I'm still working on my Percy Jackson D&D campaign. I'm working on a book. I got a whole bunch of pots in the kettle.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Well, last and most certainly least, I have been Dear Night Wanderer. That's Wanderer with an O. You can.
What about me, dirtbag?
Oh, ow! Last but not least. Oh.
Let's try that again.
For these defense, it's 1 a.m. in the morning, okay?
Yeah.
It's 1
no.
a.m. in the morning, and I've just
Yeah.
sent you through like a million timelines. Like, give me a second to catch up.
I'm trying to help you, okay?
No,
John's
I mean
already
John,
done his
John,
like 20
absolutely.
times. Like,
Yeah.
Alrighty, John, who are you?
Hello.
When are you? Why are you?
I'm John. I am sweating from all of this. I have been playing our very traumatized boy just today, and I can be found online at Crim's Bacon. I have my own podcast, Bacon Flavored Pods, where D is in both current campaigns, Mecha vs. Kaiju and a Beacon game set in the world of Final Fantasy XII. I run here on Would Be Heroes, Break, the Twilight Labyrinth that Glitch is a part of. I will also be starting a Pathfinder 2 2nd edition game here soon. I am in almost every other Would Be Hero production. Mostly so they would have someone who could stream it. I draw things for money. If you have just too much money laying around, I will take that money from you and exchange it for a doodle.
They're good doodles.
Yes.
They are
Okay.
very good.
Oh right. I also stream with my friend on Sundays. I don't know what we're doing next. I don't know a lot of things right now. I am.
We're all.
I am
legit
tired.
I'm confuddled.
Yes.
Alrighty, well.
Now you may go.
Now I may go. Thank you very much. Last and now shamefully even lesser than least, I have been D or Night Wanderer. That's Wanderer with an O. You can find me on, there's a link tree somewhere with all of my stuff, linktree/Night Wanderer. You can find me here DMing this in case you haven't so far. You can also find me playing the Call of Cthulhu game and a Scum and Villainy game that is on when Call of Cthulhu is not on, or some. We're doing stuff. You can find me on Ben's Cybertopia podcast, where I am playing Toby, the resilient test subject. You can find me on John's Bacon Flavored Pod, playing Augustus Crimp in Mecha vs. Kaiju, and Corvin in Final Fantasy. The Inexorable Epitaph, whatever the hell that means. You can find me on Twitch. That's right, I do stream on Twitch as well, thrice a week. 2 weeknights, all European Central Time. So 2 weeknights. Currently, the lineup is Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And on Sundays, 11 a.m. CET, we are currently doing a playthrough and probably 2 more playthroughs of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the original Bloodlines game of Vampire the Masquerade, the really cool one where you can play a whole bunch of stuff at a time where games were made very differently. Believe you me that. Other than that, you can find some stuff I've done on itch.io/nightwonder, wonder with an O. I made a cute little system called 123D6, which is intended to fit any theme and allow you to jump into a quick and easy one-shot in case your regular game does not take place because key players are missing, because that never happens. Anyway,
Playing
with
D&D is
that,
like hurting half.
we are actually now finally going to raid out. We are going to, let me just double check that they are, yep, they are still on. We are going to raid into Boys from the Baltic Star. Please stick around and show them some love as you show love to us. Let's see if I can do this. Rain and... no, that's not the way.
I believe in you.
That's not to do it. I don't.
You can do this.
You can do it.
Clicky the clicky.
No pressure.
Searchy the searchy. Boys
Maximum pressure.
from the belly. No! I crumble. Okay, here we go. We're starting the raid. Everyone, we love you. Thank you very much. Be kind to yourselves and to others. Take care of yourselves, and we will be seeing you in 2 weeks or sooner, or at some other point in time in some other timeline. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.